In the world of performance rally cars, the Subaru STI is basically the daddy. This is the one that's been on the market for the longest. It's basically the one that everyone tries to copy. Unfortunately for Subaru, the current STI has been around for quite some time, which is why, to spice things up a little bit, they finally brought over the forbidden fruit that's never come to America. This is the 2020 Subaru WRX STI S209. Let's take a first look. So if you guys have never heard of the S209 badge, let me give you a quick little history lesson on that. Basically, Subaru S is the performance line of Subaru's performance division, STI, and they started out back in the early 2000s with the S201, and we've never seen the S201 or anything like that come to America. So a 209 coming to the States is a pretty big deal. You can see for the front fascia, Subaru did give this vehicle some changes, and there is an all-new version that will be coming out in the next couple of years. So until then, we've got this limited production model. You can see here, it's got the Subaru swiveling adaptive LED headlights as standard. You have that signature hood scoop, and then you have this little very subtle S209 badge with this unique front fascia. You have the black painted accents down here with a little bit of some chrome and some carbon fiber. Overall, I think Subaru has done a really good job with making this vehicle look more aggressive. And one thing that really makes it look more aggressive is the fact that it's wider. Subaru says they've widened the track by about ½ an inch, and they've made the vehicle wider in general by about 1.7 inches. So that definitely helps with giving this vehicle a much more aggressive stance. Now, I hope you guys like whites, because the whites or the World Rally Blue are the only color choices available for this S209. Subaru says they're only about importing roughly 200 units of these for the 2020 model year. Now, the gold wheels come standard with the white exterior color. If you guys go for the blue, you'll get a gray wheel. These are lightweight BBS wheels on 4-piston Brembo calipers, larger brakes versus the standard STI. So the Subaru definitely gives you a little bit more stopping power. Now, this car has been around for quite a few years, and Subaru hasn't, again, changed really the size of the vehicle. It looks fantastic. I do love the carbon fiber roof that Subaru gives you, which again lowers the center of gravity and makes this vehicle slightly lighter versus the standard STI. Now, following me to the rear of the vehicle, you can see big, gigantic wing that replaces the gigantic wing of the standard STI. This is a carbon fiber wing. Subaru says it adds some actual downforce to the vehicle when you're driving it out on the track. And then down here on the lower rear fascia, you have larger diameter 4-inch oval exhaust. It's a uniquely tuned exhaust, which Subaru says is a little bit freer flowing versus the standard STI. And then you have this really nice rear diffuser. So overall, if you guys like that boy racer look, the STI still definitely has your number on it, but I do love the carbon fiber accents that they've added for this S209 version. So under the hood of the S209, unlike the Subaru STI Type RA, Subaru actually did give this vehicle more power. It's still the same EJ25 motor that we've seen in this car for like the last almost 20 years, but it does have a slightly more turbo boost pressure. Subaru says around 1.8 more PSI of boost. It's been slightly tuned or retuned to get that more additional power, and more power it definitely has. 341 horsepower and the same 290 foot-pounds of torque. Now that's an increase of 31 ponies versus the standard STI. And that basically puts it at the top of the hot hatch or the performance rally car segment, because when the Focus RS goes away, which is currently the king, this will have the most power in the segment. Now, Subaru didn't have any information in terms of the fuel economy, and I'm imagining it's going to stay the same. It still only comes paired with that 6-speed manual transmission. And then, of course, being a Subaru, it's got the symmetrical all-wheel drive as standard. So for the inside of the S209, it's pretty much the standard fare for the regular WRX. Of course, you're gonna notice a couple of new things in here. The seats are unique to this particular trim level. It's got this kind of silver trim. It's got the Alcantara. These are the Recaro seats. They're actually really comfortable. I like how much they hug you, but they don't feel particularly constricting. The steering wheel is also unique. You have this Alcantara with this flat bottom design. You have an S209 badge on the dashboard to kind of show that you've got the limited production model. And the one thing that's really interesting, this is a manual transmission, but there's a paddle on the wheel here. Before you think that's to control the transmission, that's actually to control the intake water injection spray. We haven't seen that in an STI product since like 2004. Basically what that does is when you pull this, it'll spray water into the air intake to kind of cool down the air temperature to give you a little bit more power. I'm not entirely sure how much, but we still have 341 horsepower versus the standard model. Now, this new STI S209 will be going on sale in late 2019, which Subaru hasn't announced pricing just yet, but the Type RA was like almost $50,000 when that one was out. It didn't have more horsepower. I'm going to assume this one's going to probably cost that much as well, maybe even more, considering the fact that they're only going to be importing about 200 of these, and all of them are for the United States. For Redline Reviews at the 2019 Detroit International Auto Show, I'm Sophian Bey.